Why do most men run faster when a woman starts pulling away? You think you are proving your worth by increasing the intensity of your chase. You double text, you analyze past messages, and you stress over her sudden coldness. But this biological overreaction instantly signals that you have zero options. Are you blindly falling for an illusion designed to completely destroy your masculine authority? When a woman acts distant, she is rarely telling you to leave. She is launching a manufactured compliance test to measure your emotional stability under pressure. This is a classic diagnostic tool engineered by evolutionary history to see if you will break. Most nice guys fail this test instantly because they panic and allow anxiety to dictate their actions. You cannot negotiate your value with a person who is actively testing your strength. Today, we break down the hidden evolutionary machinery behind these mixed signals. You will learn the exact psychological blueprint to stop chasing and start commanding your reality. We will analyze the precise behavioral shifts that occur when you choose non-reaction over desperation. It is time to win the battle of the frame. To gain real control, you must understand how the human brain processes reality. Neuroscientists call this fundamental principle the predictive coding framework. The brain does not passively perceive the world. It constantly generates internal models to predict behavioral outcomes. An attractive woman operates with an established model, predicting that her distance will trigger your immediate panic. What happens to her psychological leverage when her predictions completely fail? When you execute absolute stillness, you deliver a massive prediction error to her nervous system. Her brain cannot ignore an anomaly, forcing it to allocate cognitive resources to analyze it. Suddenly, her mind is completely occupied by one single question. She wonders why you are unaffected by her sudden withdrawal and emotional distance. Her manufactured scarcity turns into an intense obsession with your indifference. This is not a petty mind game. It is advanced behavioral profiling. By remaining completely unbothered, you project an unshakable sense of genetic security. You signal to her subconscious mind that your value is absolute and non-negotiable. You prove that her absence does not destabilize your reality or affect your peace. You shift the heavy burden of proof completely off your shoulders. The first step of this blueprint requires the execution of complete behavioral stillness. Consider a scenario where a woman deliberately delays her response to an important invitation. Perhaps she acts detached and aloof during a social gathering where you are both present. She is actively observing your structural stability, waiting to see if you will bend. Stop begging for a green light from a woman who is flashing a yellow one. A high-value man maintains his baseline environment without a single modification. You must continue your daily routine, focus on your work, and protect your schedule. You do not adjust your tone, you do not alter your posture, and you never double text to check in. Does your entire reality shatter the moment she steps away from your orbit? Dozens of behavioral studies prove that this exact mechanism resets attraction variables instantly. When you refuse to move, she realizes that she cannot manipulate your emotional state. Your refusal to chase signals supreme self-ownership and internal strength. True confidence isn't about running faster, it is about absolute stillness. The second strategy focuses on subverting her predictive model of male behavior. When you encounter emotional distance, you must respond with polite indifference. If she speaks to you with coldness, you respond with brief civility, then remove your attention entirely. You do not seek her approval. You do not try to break the ice. and you never express anger. True authority operates on internal emotional stability, not on outward desperation. This sudden lack of compliance forces her brain to reevaluate your entire social status. She realizes you are entirely unbothered by her scarcity tactics and hot and cold games. Her subconscious mind can no longer process you as an ordinary, desperate follower. Are you willing to kill your need for short-term validation to reclaim your masculine power? By breaking her predictive loop, you force her to wonder if she has pushed you too far. She begins to realize that her games might cost her the connection entirely. Your polite detachment becomes a mirror, reflecting her own insecurity back at her. When you refuse to participate in a manufactured chase, you disrupt her entire world. The final step is the establishment of the boundary of infinite availability. This core principle dictates that your presence must always be a finite resource. If she chooses to step away from your orbit, you must let her walk away without a single ounce of resistance. A mature leader never negotiates his boundaries or compromises his standards for temporary attention. Nothing commands authentic respect faster than a man who can walk away from a bad bargain. You redirect your focus entirely toward your professional trajectory, your physical training, and your personal purpose. By demonstrating that you are willing to lose her connection rather than sacrifice your self-respect, you become an incredibly rare commodity. You are no longer a participant in her artificial, manufactured game. Why would you sacrifice your sovereignty for someone who treats you as a secondary option? When she sees that you are fully prepared to walk away permanently, her perspective flips. The illusion of her absolute control dissolves, replacing her pride with a sudden fear of loss. Your willingness to let her go is the ultimate demonstration of authentic masculine power. Real power belongs to the man who can sit comfortably in the silence without needing validation. Mastering this level of emotional detachment is not about playing a temporary, manipulative game. It is about becoming the man who is genuinely unaffected by the fluctuating moods of others. The moment you break her predictive model, her behavior will begin to shift in a very specific sequence. Are you ready to decode the subtle, unspoken signals of her surrender? To master the art of reading her behavioral shifts, you must look deeper than her surface coldness. You must understand exactly when her defense mechanisms break down completely. You must recognize when she is finally ready to yield her frame and return to your orbit. Click on the next video right now to master the art of her unspoken surrender.